The dog was abused by his owner and then abandoned him and betrayed by the one who should have loved him most. This dog's life seemed over. But 2 years later, he did something that shocked the world. Rex was born in the quiet corner of a countryside farm, surrounded by green fields and the gentle hum of nature. As a puppy, his days were filled with the joy of playing with his siblings, chasing butterflies, and basking in the warmth of the sun. He had no idea that life could be anything but beautiful. Everything changed the day a man named Frank arrived. Frank, with his sharp voice and impatient demeanor, picked Rex out of the litter. At first, Rex wagged his tail excitedly, thinking he had found a human to love and be loved by. But from the moment they left the farm, Rex began to notice that Frank wasn't like the kind-hearted farmers he had known. His new owner was cold, his touch void of affection, and his voice carried an edge of irritation. What started as neglect quickly turned into cruelty. Frank didn't see Rex as a companion, but as an inconvenience. Days turned into weeks of harsh words, loud shouts, and sharp kicks. Rex, once full of life and love, became timid and fearful, flinching at every movement. The warmth in his eyes faded, replaced by a haunted look that told of a soul crushed under the weight of constant fear. Then, one stormy night, it all reached its breaking point. Frank, fed up with Rex's presence, dragged him out of the house and into his car. They drove in silence, the rain pounding against the windshield. When the car stopped on a desolate road, Frank tied Rex to a rusted pole, his voice a cold whisper. "I'm done with you." Rex's cries echoed into the night as Frank drove away, leaving him behind. Broken, abandoned, and terrified, Rex was left to face a world that had shown him nothing but pain. But fate had other plans. The cold rain drenched Rex as he huddled against the pole, shivering uncontrollably. The wind howled through the empty road, and the sound of distant thunder only deepened his despair. For hours he lay there, too weak to bark, too heartbroken to cry. Hunger gnawed at his stomach, and exhaustion weighed heavy on his frail body. But somewhere deep inside, a spark of survival flickered. As dawn broke, the rain subsided, and Rex saw the world beyond his small post for the first time. The pole's rope had loosened, and with one desperate tug, it snapped free. Rex stumbled forward, unsure where to go, his legs shaky from the ordeal. His nose, sharp despite his weakened state, led him toward the faint scent of food, a trash bin overturned by the storm. For days, Rex wandered aimlessly, scavenging scraps and seeking shelter wherever he could find it. Each night was a battle against the elements, his thin frame barely withstanding the biting cold. He avoided humans instinctively, the memory of Frank's harsh treatment still fresh in his mind. Every approaching figure made his heart race with fear. One evening, as Rex rested beneath a broken shed, a soft voice called out. A woman named Maria had spotted him while walking home. She crouched a few feet away, holding out a small piece of bread. Rex froze, his body trembling, his instincts screaming at him to run. But Maria's voice was gentle, her movements slow and careful. "I won't hurt you," she whispered, placing the bread on the ground and stepping back. Rex hesitated but inched forward, hunger overpowering his fear. As he nibbled the bread, Maria smiled softly, her heart aching at the sight of his fragile state. She didn't know it yet, but this moment marked the beginning of Rex's journey toward healing and redemption. Under Maria's care, Rex began to rebuild his life. Weeks turned into months, and with every passing day, the once frightened dog grew stronger. His wounds healed, his coat began to shine again, and his eyes, though still wary, held a glimmer of trust. Yet, the scars of his past ran deep, and certain sounds, loud voices, the slam of a door, still sent him cowering. Maria was patient, never rushing him, always letting him move at his own pace. One evening, as the sun dipped low on the horizon, Maria decided to take Rex for a walk in the nearby park. It was quiet, with only a few people around, the perfect setting for Rex to experience the world outside. Rex trotted beside her, his tail wagging gently, a stark contrast to the terrified dog she had found months ago. As they rounded a corner, a man appeared in the distance. He was tall and gruff, his movements abrupt and aggressive. Maria's instincts kicked in. Something wasn't right. The man locked eyes with her and began approaching, his demeanor unsettling. Maria tightened her grip on Rex's leash, her heart pounding. The man's voice was harsh as he demanded Maria's bag. "Hand it over and no one gets hurt," he growled, stepping closer. Before Maria could react, Rex moved. The dog that once cowered at every sound now stepped between Maria and the stranger, his body rigid, his teeth bared in a fierce growl. His deep bark echoed through the park, stopping the man in his tracks. The stranger hesitated, unnerved by Rex's sudden aggression. He took a step back, muttering curses before fleeing into the shadows. Maria stood frozen, tears welling in her eyes. Rex turned to her, his expression softening as if to say, "You're safe now." In that moment, Rex proved that he was no longer a victim of his past. He was a protector, a hero. Maria couldn't believe what she had witnessed. Rex, the same dog who once trembled at every noise and flinched at a raised hand, had stood fearlessly to protect her. It was as though all the pain and fear he had endured had been transformed into courage and loyalty. The once broken soul had risen above his past to become something extraordinary. The story of Rex's bravery quickly spread. Maria shared the incident on social media, posting a photo of Rex with the caption, "From a victim to a hero. This is Rex's story." The response was overwhelming. People from all over were inspired by Rex's transformation, sharing similar tales of rescued animals who defied the odds. Rex's newfound confidence became his strength. He no longer flinched at the sound of a door or the sight of strangers. Instead, he greeted the world with his head held high, a true testament to resilience and the healing power of love. Rex's journey from a frightened, abused dog to a brave and loyal protector became a symbol of hope. Under Maria's care, he continued to thrive, his once broken spirit now shining with strength and love. Maria often looked at Rex and felt inspired by his resilience, his ability to forgive the past and embrace the future. Rex's story not only changed Maria's life, but touched the hearts of countless others. Through his courage, Rex proved that even the most broken can heal, that redemption is possible for all. His tale stands as a reminder. Love has the power to transform anything. Rex's incredible journey shows the power of second chances and the strength found in love and trust. If his story moved you, consider adopting a rescue animal or supporting local shelters. Share Rex's story and help spread the message of hope and resilience. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring tales.